So we will start with a simple review or a quick review about the previous lesson. We learned about species or species, okay, and we said that members of the same species have similar characteristics, such as, for example, cats or dogs, okay. The species of cats, they look different. The cats are different from like the body structure and the shape, but they have similar characteristics: the face shape, the eyes, the nose, the hands, the tail. The same thing with the dogs. They have similar characteristics or features. Also, they can breed with each other and produce fertile offsprings, like the babies. And fertile means their offsprings can have babies later, can have offsprings later when they grow up. Each species has a unique two-part scientific name. So they classified them with their names depending on the shape and depending on like many things, like the shape, sometimes the shape of the tail, sometimes the face. Okay, so they gave them two-part scientific names. Today we will study about the classification of the organisms. So if we have like hundreds of 100 species of animals or living things, plants and animals, okay, how can we classify them? How can we know more information or have more information about them or identify them? We should use something called groups. These are classification groups. So how can we put them into groups? We have the group of plants and we have animals. This is the first classification. When you look at a living organism in front of you, trees, a snail on a tree, okay, or a tortoise, or we can say a cat that's like sleeping on the tree. First thing, we will recognize that the cat is an animal and the tree is a plant. So this is the first classification. First classification, whether this organism is plant or animal. So putting animals in groups, how can you make sure all species have different names? And how can we store data about them? If we want to store more data about them, we need to classify them first. And for example, if I'm inside the class for the first time, I can see many people, many students, right?
Yeah.
If I want to know more information about them, I can sort them. I can, let's say, organize them, okay? Organize them. The first thing I need to separate, these are boys and these are girls. This is my first classification. Then I need to know more information about them. I can see they have different names. Okay, this one, his name is Hashim, is Yasin, and the girls are Juri, Maryam, okay? Okay, I have two Maryams in my class. How can I know which Maryam is which? Okay, I will see about your features. Oh, Maryam Muniz is tall, Maryam Musa is a little bit shorter, so I am classifying you now, okay? In this case, I will collect more data about you. This is make it easy. So if someone asked me, how many students do you have in your class and can you classify them? Okay, I have 2 boys, 8 girls, their names are blah, 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 and so on. This is my classification to my class. Okay, that student is good, that student is a little bit weak. I can collect more information about this if I classify them in groups. Okay, scientists made it easy by using classification system. Actually, this classification system is used worldwide. All over the world, they are using the classification system. Using species, similarities, and differences to sort them into groups and subgroups. Okay, if I want to make them in groups, as I said, I need to classify group of boys and the girls group. And then I need to separate the girls. I need to make subgroups. Group of Mariams, group of juries. I have, for example, 2 or 3 juries in my class. Okay, this is juries group, subgroup, and this is Mariam's subgroup. So subgroup is smaller group than the general one. Is it clear?
Yeah.
Okay. Most species can be classified as plants or animals. As we studied before, plants can make their own food and animals feed on other living organisms. We have another classification, which is vertebrates, vertebrates and invertebrates. Guys, do you have any idea what are the vertebrates and what are invertebrates?
I think vertebrates are that
That what?
right?
So, vertebrates are what?
The small ones that are in the backbone.
No, they are not small bones.
The bones that are in the
Oh,
backbone.
you're talking about vertebrae.
They're like bones, but they're in your backbone.
They are not bones. No, you are talking about vertebrae. Okay? Vertebrae are your backbone. This is vertebrae, but I'm talking about vertebrae. This is an adjective. So vertebrates are organisms that have backbone or bony.
I can't hear you.
What? Can you hear me now?
Yeah, now it's better.
Okay. Vertebrates are organisms that have bony skeleton or backbone, like cats, dogs, humans, any creature that has bony skeleton with backbone. But invertebrates, like jellyfish, like the starfish, that they don't have a skeleton. These are like jelly. These are the invertebrates that they don't have backbone or skeleton, without skeleton. So plants and animals are divided into smaller subgroups. So the main group is plants, animals. Okay, the subgroup is, are they vertebrates or invertebrates? So for animals, the first division is between vertebrates and invertebrates. We cannot use the vertebrates and invertebrates to plants because they don't have skeleton. So we are using this classification or subgroups for the animals only. Okay, including us, for example, of course. Okay, sometimes it's hard to tell which is vertebrate and which is not. So we need to have more groups. We need to have more subgroups, smaller groups. So let's see the groups of invertebrates. Let's see the groups of invertebrates. First thing, we have arthropods. Do you have any idea what are arthropods?
They look like insects.
Yeah, these are
Small
arthropods.
insects.
Okay, like we can say insects, okay? Many kinds of insects, but we have more classification, more subgroups about the arthropods. Most invertebrate species belong to this subgroup. Most of invertebrates, not vertebrates. Most of these insects, they don't have skeleton like animals, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so they are invertebrates. They are invertebrates. So these invertebrates, most of them belong to subgroup called arthropods. This is a subgroup called arthropods. And the name means, this arthropod means animals with jointed legs. What is jointed legs? We studied joints before. So what is jointed?
Yeah,
What is jointed legs?
like legs with each leg have a joint.
Yeah, this is, for example, the beetle, okay? Or the spider. See, it has bone here, joint, and another bone there. Bone here, joint, and another bone there. Okay, so this is the meaning of arthropods, animals with jointed legs. Okay, what about, a second. So, since there are more than more than a million arthropod species, we need to sort them into smaller subgroups. We need to split them or sort them in smaller subgroups. So the first group is the group of insects. This is the first group, and each name has a meaning. Why they call them insects? Insects. These insects, animals with 6 legs. Give me an example with, give me an example of animal with 6 legs, like insect. We call it insect.
Spider.
What? Nasha?
A spider, I think. Spider have
Spider,
8.
no.
Yeah.
Spider has 8.
Fly.
Fly, bee, butterfly.
Yeah.
Okay, all of them have 6 legs. The second classification or the second subgroup is called arachnids. Arachnids have 8 legs. This is like the spider, Hashem. The spider belongs to arachnid subgroup. The third one called crustaceans. Crustaceans. These crustaceans have 2 pairs of antennae. You know, it's like, you know, it's like the horn in their faces. You know,
Yeah, like the shrimp.
mustache, like a mustache, okay? Two long, like mustache. This called antennae, okay? Or antenna. The myriapods, the last one is myriapods. Myriapods have long bodies divided into segments. You can see like some kind of worms, okay? Some kind of worms, they have segmented body, like divided into segments. I will show you pictures for them, okay?
Miss, what does segments mean?
Like parts, small parts. I will show you in this picture, okay? Okay, this is an insect. Why? Because it has 6 legs.
Jointed.
So it has 6 legs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this is an insect, okay? All of them with jointed legs. That's why they call them arthropods, okay? The next picture for a spider. So what do we call it? Which subgroup it belongs to?
Arachnids.
Arachnids. Arachnids. We call it arachnids, okay? Maryam, Hashim, you are not participating.
Yeah. No, I'm here.
No, I mean, oh, Maryam is out. Judy, are you there?
Yes.
Okay. So the next picture for what? Hashim, can you tell me? They have like 2 long mustache. They have
crustaceans.
Hashim, quickly, please.
Bye.
Which subgroup they belong to? Is it an insect? Can you see an insect in front of you? Okay. Are they arachnids?
No.
Are they crustaceans?
No, I don't think so.
Why? Look at these. One,
They
two.
are crustaceans because they have antenna.
Here they have here 1, 2, and this one has 1, 2. Even the crab has
Yeah.
small one here and small one there. So they are crustaceans.
Mm-hmm.
What about
Crustaceans.
the next one? Just a second, please. Crab. What is it? Is it an insect, arachnids, crustaceans? Guys, anyone?
I think it's crustaceans.
Yeah, it's crustaceans because as I said, as I showed you in the previous picture, that it has 2 pairs of antennae. Okay, this is what do we call the myriapods. The myriapods. You can see here
Yeah.
these lines, see? It's segmented.
Yeah.
These are parts, small parts, they call them segments. We don't call them parts. So these have long bodies, see the long body here, with segmented, divided into segments. So this called myriapods, okay?
Okay.
Let's see the next one. Okay, Jury, can you tell me which subgroup they belong to?
I just forgot the name.
Are they insects?
No.
Are they arachnids?
Yes, they're arachnids.
They are arachnids, good. Hashem,
Insects.
insects, good. Why?
Because they have joint legs.
Okay. And what are these? Maryam?
Myriapods.
Myriapods, myriapods, why?
Because they are divided into segments.
And they have long bodies. They have
Long bodies.
divided into segments. Okay. Now let's continue. Most arthropod species are insects. We can see like large, most of these creatures or most of these arthropods that we saw, most of them are insects. We can see like the fly, the bees, the ants, what else? We have the butterflies. They are more than the other species. We have more insects than arachnids, more than crustaceans, and more than myriapods. A third of all insect species have tough covers on their wings. They are beetles. So this is the third of insects. It's you know, the third, like not half of the insects, no, third of these insects belongs to the beetles, which is they have very strong cover, tough cover on their wings. You know, let's show you. And it has like this wing, and this is the head. And it has here legs. What's this?
Ladybug.
Ladybug. Ladybug, and this belongs to the beetle subgroup. 5,000 of beetle species are called ladybirds. We call them ladybirds. Why do we call them ladybirds? Why do we call them birds? Because they can fly. Okay, these beetles, they can fly.
Yeah.
We have a kind of beetles, they look like this. This is their head, and this is the wing, and they are black. You can see them outside, okay?
Yeah, but I don't know the name.
These are beetles. We just call them beetles, okay? Can they
Oh,
fly?
okay.
Can they fly or not?
Yeah. Yeah.
No, they cannot. The black one does not fly. It just like keep walking on the ground without flying. But the ladybird the ladybird can fly. Okay,
Mm.
how can we classify these beetles? Do you have any idea?
Yes. But
Okay.
I think if they have like wings.
Okay. They can fly or not.
Yeah.
Okay. And
And
what else?
they have their heads small and they look like a circle. And they
Okay.
have
Okay, they look like each
looks
other.
like
They look like each other.
each other. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, but how can we classify them more? How can we identify this is a ladybird and this is the ordinary beetle, or it has another name? Like, how can we know? We have even yellow ones. We have the brown ones. We have black ones. We have red one without dots even. We are using a method called key, using key, okay? It's like giving you a clue or information, simple information about the animal or the organism. How does it look like? Does it fly? Does it have a tough cover on the back? Okay, so these are called key. So I will give you a key and you will identify this organism. So a key uses simple questions. That's how we are using keys. We are asking questions and you will answer yes or no. So if it's yes, I will go to a next question, okay? So using simple question to determine which groups or subgroups a species belongs to. Okay, I will give you an idea about this. Let's say I have different kind of beetles in front of me, okay?
Okay.
I have different kinds of beetles. Okay, how can I know which one of them is ladybird and which one of them is the black one, or it has the name or with different name? I will ask, okay? I will ask. This is the first question. Is it a beetle? Yes or no? Okay. If it's yes,
Yeah.
if it's no, that means it's another species. That means it's another
Species.
or another insect. Okay. If it's yes, I will ask another question. Okay. Does it have a tough cover? I have two choices. I have,
Two choices.
which is yes
Or no.
or no. If it's no, that means it's another insect. I don't need it. But if it's yes, I will go to another question. For example, does it have, let's say, does it fly?
Wait.
Does it fly? Okay. I have two more choices, yes or no. If it's no, I will not take care of this answer. I will go to another question if it's yes. Does it have spots? Let's say I can see spots. Okay, let's say I can see spots because number of the spots on each beetle is different. If it's yes, I will go to another question. For example, if it has spots, I will go to another question. I will ask you, okay, How many spots? How many spots? And you will answer me. For example, it has 7, it has 8, it has 10, it doesn't have. So in this case, I will just keep asking and answering with yes or no. If it's no, we don't need it. If it's yes, we will go to another question. Okay? So in this case, you will identify the species that you are looking at. This method, it's easy. Scientists discovered this method to make it easy for people or for other scientists to identify organisms quickly, okay? And also there is an information I need you to know that there is a species of beetle. It's called Coccinella septempunctata. This belongs to each of groups: arthropods, insects, beetles, ladybirds, and spotted ladybirds. Okay, this is a kind of the organisms that they can belong to this. These subgroups or these smaller groups. So the general idea is of the lesson that species are classified by sorting them into groups. We said plants or animals. And we said also that all animals are either vertebrates with backbones or invertebrates without skeleton or without backbones. We said also that invertebrates are classified into many groups and subgroups, such as insects, arachnids, crustaceans, and myriapods. And these insects, we have many species, but third of these insects are the beetles species. Okay? So this was all about classification and how can we classify these organisms. I need you to solve your homework, which is the yellow box.
Yellow box.
Yeah, and if you have any question now before ending the lesson?
No.
Okay, Zuri, Hashim?
Miss,
Yes?
when you wrote the questions,
Yeah, the keys.
you said yes. You said how many. The person will not answer you yes or no.
No, by looking, not the person. Not the person, by looking. Just by looking at the insect that you have, okay, you will answer the question, what you are looking at. You are looking at organisms, or a living organism or insect in front of you, and you can see it, and you can see if it's yes or no, and you will go to the next question if it's yes, until you get the name of the species that you have in front of you. Is it clear?
Yeah, it's like here, there's an example in the book.
Yeah, you have the example in the book about the arthropods, about the beetle, okay?
Yeah.
And how can you use the key? Okay, so see you next time in a new lesson, okay?
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.